So throughout the whole series, has been certain arcs that bring a lot of us to attention. But for me, I would have to say the good arcs would definitely be in the first 3 seasons. Yeah, the first 3 or 2 seasons of the Ninja Turtle history. So the first one would be definitely the Shredder Strikes. Yeah, Shredder Strikes, where the Turtles actually get to meet. Leo, first of all, gets to meet Shredder for the first time as Orokosaki and convince him to work for him against the great evil.
A corrupt and evil force that is out there right now, working its insidious tentacles into every aspect of our world. It is an organization devoted to obtaining power through crime, political manipulation, corruption on a global level.
Whoa.
Unknowingly, he is the great evil until they found out later about Master Splinter, from Master Splinter himself. And I actually love the flashback that was added to the first part of the episode, part 1 of the episode, part 1 of the arc, and then we move on to the big battle in part 2, which that was like hold on to your seats, glue to your seats, hold on to your seats, so kind of like moment, and it was just amazing.
Those who are not with me are against me, and I crush anyone who stands against me.
So yeah, that was actually a pretty good arc. And then there was the Shredder Strike Back part. That was it's definitely those 2 episodes were definitely based on the comic book series, if I remember correctly. They were based on the Mirage comic book series, where Leo gets injured by the foot, he gets thrown into the window and tells him that the Shredder is back, and then the whole brawl goes on in April's home and shop, and Casey comes in, which is definitely my favorite moment, and he finally does his battle cry for the first time in the series.
Goongala! Goongala! Kinda quiet out there. You think they all just went home?
Yeah, we scared them off by running into a closet and locking the door. Hey, I smell smoke.
I smell gas.
Mikey?
And also, let's not forget about a few months in Northampton, the Turtles return, and they have the final showdown with Shredder in the return to New York. I think that's what it's called, Return to New York. That was actually a pretty good arc because the Turtles and Splinter, with the help of April and Casey, they all go to Shredder's tower, plan an ambush, and hopefully take down the Shredder once and for all. So that was a pretty good arc, and it actually ends with Splinter being missing, and something extraordinary happens to the Shredder. If you guys been watching the show, if you guys been watching the series, you will know what I'm talking about. And also there's the search for Splinter, which the Turtles actually follow one of these people who works for these well, we got to learn the Utrons. So we get to see the Utrons for the very first time, and then there's like the Mr. Mortu, and also the Guardians as well. That's what they were following. They were following one of the Guardians to this building, and season 1 actually ends with the Turtles getting into this little platform, and they completely vanish. I like when I first saw this, like, what happened to them? What happened to them? Did they get disintegrated or vaporized or something? Which actually opens up to season 2, which there's actually some pretty good arcs in that season. So yeah, first off was Turtles in Space. So once again, I think it was based on a based on the comic book arc series where they actually get to meet this future toy. I think I did mention him in my favorite allies part in this video. So yeah, they get to see they get to meet and help this Fugitoid who's been hunted down by these two governments, the Federation and the Triceratons. The Triceraton Republic, sorry. And also we get to meet Traximus. So yeah, Traximus is definitely my favorite he's definitely my favorite Triceraton who's he's fighting against the Republic, so it's like Star Wars, the Star Wars Republic series. So yeah, this is actually he's definitely one of my favorite characters. He speaks the truth. He speaks the truth. Only if we had a savior for against Donald Trump and the North Korean leader. If only. Yeah. If only we had someone like that. If only we had, yeah, someone like him. Also, let's see. We also had the Secret Origin, which takes place after the five-part episode of Turtles in Space, where we get to learn more about the Utrons and about the Shredder and the secret, yeah, definitely the secret identity of Shredder, which blew my mind when I first saw it. Yeah, blew my mind when I first saw it. And then a few episodes later comes one of the biggest arcs in the comic book series of all. City at War. And it's also when we first get to meet Karai, who takes over the foot for the Shredder is surprise, he survives. It survives through number occasions involving the turtles, like let's see, Return to New York, head gets sliced off, the building gets blown up. So yeah, that Shredder does not stay dead. He does not stay dead at all. No, yeah. So yeah, the City of War, it was actually a pretty good arc where the Foot, the Mob, and the Purple Dragons all go head to head, but butt heads to gain control of the underworld of New York City, also destroying it in the process. So also creating destruction in the process. Also, let's see, who else in season 2? Well, there's also Rogue in the House, or is it Rouge in the House? I think it's Rogue in the House. So Rogue in the House is actually was an okay arc. I just didn't really. I don't think it made in my favorites, but it was still a good arc, and yeah, it was actually a pretty good 2-part. I just I wasn't really feeling it. I just there was actually a bit of a good moment. Like there was actually a fight between Leo and Karai. That was actually not really one of my favorite fights between them. Yeah. But we also got another Triceraton. His name is Zog. Unfortunately, it's not Traximus, but his name is Zog, and he's actually a pretty good Triceraton. He just thought that he's the turtles were Triceraton soldiers or officers or something like that. What they said in that episode. Yeah, in that series. Yeah, in that arc. Yeah. And then it all leads to probably my favorite arc of all time to close up the season 2. The Big Brawl. Oh man, that was actually a really good arc because we also got to, not only got to see the Daimyo, who we actually see in the early season 2, but also we get to meet Usagi. Miyamoto Usagi. I cannot believe he's actually in the show. I just cannot believe it. And he's actually voiced by former Sonic the Hedgehog voice actor Jason Anthony Griffin. So I was like squealing like a girl when I first found out. When I was squealing like hell. And also the battles in that in that arc was actually really great. We actually got to meet another villain, which probably I forgot to mention. Draco. Yeah, we forgot to mention Draco in my villain's part, but in villain's arc. But I don't think he I don't think he made the cut or something like that. But still, he's actually wanted to control the battle nexus, and with the help of the ultimate ninja who wants to control the battle nexus as well, and wants to take down his father and claim the throne for himself. So, but still, great action, good characters. It was actually definitely an arc to remember, and it was definitely an arc to enjoy. Okay, so we're up to season 3. Season 3. Well, first off, the season starts off with an alien invasion from our good friends, the Triceraton Republic, and also Traximus returns. And so the turtles try to fight off the Triceraton Republic, trying to prevent the world from doing another Independence Day. Yeah, it's like based on the movie. We need Will Smith or Bruce Willis for this one. Where are they at the moment? Yeah, so where was Will Smith and Bruce Willis when this happened? I'm just saying. I'm a big fan of those guys. I'm just saying. Also, we got to see the at the third episode, the third arc of the final seconds of the at the end of the arc was the Future Toy actually returns.
Oh dear, am I too late?
And creates kind of a bit of a it kind of adds a complication to it.
Oh no, not a mile away. I'm at least 2.1 miles away, at the site of the TCRI building.
Here? On Earth?
Oh boy.
I have just broadcast a message to the Triceraton's prime leader.
You what?
Are you crazy?
Yeah, it adds a lot of complication. It actually complicates the whole thing. Like, the turtles are trying to convince that the Fugitoid is not on their planet to only return to the planet. It's just, oh my god. We're just finally convinced a huge alien race to leave our planet because someone they're looking for is not here on Earth. We do not want another Independence Day. Seriously.
Please, I insist.
That was kind of extreme. I panicked.
But it was still a good arc. And then there was the Worlds Collide, which it was okay. It was an okay episode, okay arc. We actually got to, but the good side is we actually got to meet one of the other villains, which I forgot to mention, Bishop. Yeah, he's a bit of a Black Ops kind of guy you just love to hate. He's kind of the psycho anti-villain who wants to create he wants to create this whole new humanity with that will be immune to to future alien invasions, something like that, like super soldiers to actually to fight against the extraterrestrial, I think that's how you pronounce it, extraterrestrial against the alien threat. I'll just stick with aliens, that's okay with everybody. So yeah, he's stick with aliens if that's okay with everybody. So he's trying to create this whole human race to fight against the alien threat, and he's been going through great lengths to actually capture not just the turtles but also Splinter close to the end of the season, close to the end of season 3. And also there was a bit of a heartbreaking moment at the end of that arc when the Fugitoid actually sacrificed himself to stop the threat. So yeah, it's really sad to lose an ally like him. He just wanted to he wanted peace, he wanted the sports, and it's meaningless. It's just so yeah, we're just just say, he did what he had to do. He sacrificed himself to save the entire world. So yeah. And then okay, so that's almost pretty much it for the for season 3. Oh wait, there's a few more which I forgot to mention. Let's see, there's also although it's not an arc, but it's actually one of my favorite episodes. It's the Christmas Aliens.
Happy holidays, everybody!
It's where it's a bit of a Mikey side adventure where he is during Christmas Eve. He actually having some fun on Christmas Eve, and he actually gets to meets a certain orange cat named Clunk. Clunk is so cute. I just want a cat like Clunk. He's just so cute. Can I have a cat for Christmas? Please. I'll take very good care of it, Mommy. I'll take very good care of it. Although Mom did have a cat in her childhood, she said, no, you're not having a cat. You know what cats do. Yeah, whatever. And then we get on to the turtles. The turtles and Splinter get sent off through time and space thanks to Ultimate Draco, which actually explained in the an early episode, like an episode early or something like that. Well, I didn't want to go into any more details, but that arc is actually one of my favorite arcs of all time in season 3. It's okay, so the turtles actually get separated into different dimensions or time, or different time or different dimensions. So for Mikey, he travels to a dimension where turtles are super turtles. Once again, based on the actual comic book series, based on the comic book adventure. Raph enters and finds himself, I think maybe in the distant future, where planet racing or planet racer or something like that, and I think it's definitely based on another comic book series or something like that. For Donnie, oh my gosh, can we just say, that episode he was in, Donnie finds himself 30 years into the future where Shredder rules the world with an iron fist. Oh my god, can we just say that episode actually teared me up before the 2012 came along? Yeah, it actually teared me up. And then Leo finds himself in another world, in another dimension, but with familiar allies. That's right, we got Usagi. He's in Usagi's world. Yay! Also, we get to meet Jen, who we also saw in the Battle Nexus tournament. Also, we got to meet Lord Noriyuki, this panda kind of ruler who's actually a child. And Tomoyame, who's actually, she's pretty familiar. Yeah, she's a familiar character. She's a good ally to, she's actually a good ally to Miyamoto Usagi, and yeah. So, and also we get to see other characters from the Usagi comic book series, which I think fans of the comics would be actually very happy. Yeah. And also, there was the season finale of season 3 of season 3 of Ninja Turtles. It's I think it's Exodus. Is that how you pronounce it? Exodus or something like that. And it had by far one of the best battles with the Turtles versus Shredder. It had a really great moments and stuff like that. I just don't want to get into more details. I just want to show you that it was the final. I just want to say it's the final showdown against Shredder himself, and that was pretty much it. And then it leads up to season 4. Whew, I cannot stop talking about favorite arcs. There's just a lot of arcs in the series, and we're just halfway there. So for this one, I would have to say probably when Leo leaves to go to Japan to train under the Ancient One, again, favorite ally, to when he returns to find his home completely trashed, and Karai has become the new Shredder because of, and become the new Shredder, and he goes head to head with her, and it's just like epic. So yeah, that was actually a really good episode. It was just it proves that Leo can actually is the most skillful turtle there is. He can go against a Shredder. He goes against different types of big villains of all the bad villains, and also Karai a number of times. So yeah, that was actually a really good episode. And then there was the there was a few more arcs, but unfortunately they didn't make the cut and stuff like that. But there's also, but then when we get to season 5 and 6 and 7, they there wasn't any arcs. It was like more like the whole season of them, the like one big arc. So season 5 was actually the Ninja Tribunal, which is like only 12 episodes. It acts 1 arc. That was a good season. That was actually a good season, and it was actually, I think it was the last season to have the same artwork throughout from season 1 to season 1. From season 1 to 5, it was just the original artwork, and then we move on to season 6, which is a bit of takes a bit of a lighter tone. It doesn't do much action. It focuses more on the humor and stuff like that. It was just about the turtles going 100 years into the future, where they get to meet all these kind of characters, especially Cody Jones, who is the great-grandson of April and Casey Jones. And also we got to meet Sterling, who's definitely my favorite robot, other than the future toy of all time. But that season actually has some really good moments, although it's not much action, but still good. And then it leads up to the to season 7, which the turtles finally go back to their own time, and unfortunately Splinter gets blasted into the data vault, which I think it's the data vault, where he gets scattered into data bits, and the turtles will have to travel to cyberspace to get those bits one by one in order to save the master. And that was actually, so that was actually one huge arc, and then there's one special, and then there was the movie. So yeah, whew. Like I said, there's definitely a lot of arcs in that series that I just hope I didn't forget any of them. I just hope.